Here we are again, another week, joining you from Unity Omaha, live, YouTube, Facebook, saying good morning, a day of encouragement. Let's take a look at it this way. Running around, fixing this and that, giving it up to God and then taking it back. Just release, let it go. You don't even have to think about it no more. Get out of the way.
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 Get out the way and let God do his thing. You look like the weight of the world's on your back. Take a deep breath. Cut yourself some slack. All that drama ain't good for you. You couldn't change what it is if you knew what to do. Get out of the way.
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 Get out the way and let God do his thing. We're going to let this band play for a moment. Thank you, gents. Sun's gonna shine, river's gonna flow. The tide's gonna rise without your say-so. The universe is working and the good is flowing. You don't plant a seed, then dig it up to see if it's growing. Get out of the way.
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 Get out the way and let God do his thing. One more time. So get out of the way.
Get out of the way.
Get out of the way. Get out the way and let God do his thing.
Well, good morning. Welcome to Unity of Omaha. We're so happy that you're here with us this morning. And we do apologize. We had a few little technical issues with our YouTube this morning and had to reboot. So those of you that got kicked off on Facebook, everything's back up and we're normal, running, well, we're as normal as we can be. You know, there's nothing normal about us, and we're proud of that fact. So here we go. So I'm just glad you're with us. My faith assures me that in every event in my life, it has meaning and brings gifts. Isn't that a wonderful thing to know, a wonderful thing to believe? So there's a couple of people that I want to introduce you to this morning. Well, I want to let them introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Stowe Daly.
And I'm Karen Taylor Good.
Together, we are Stowe Good.
And we are really looking forward to be coming to your center virtually
In spirit.
this very coming weekend.
As we all know a bit too well, the world is going through some big changes right now. At times, the darkness can seem overwhelming.
So we've put together some messages and some songs, one in particular that I actually have to listen to at least once a day, that may actually have an answer for what that darkness is really all about.
Yeah, so put on your most comfortable sweatpants
Or just stay in your jammies.
and join us for our message and music entitled Ordinary Life.
See you soon.
So next Sunday, January 31st, we will all be coming to you virtually, and Stowe Good, they're, longtime friends of ours, and we're so happy that they're going to be with us. And we want to make sure that you stay in the know about this and other things that we have coming to you. So sign up to receive our weekly e-newsletter. And all you have to do that is send an email to Vicki, V-I-C-K-I, at unityomaha.org, and just say, I want to be in the know. And she'll know to put you on our email list. Believe me, you only get about one a week, so it's not like you get inundated. And it's just our announcements and things that are going on and special information for you. So do that. Reach out. Say, I want to be in the know. If you already get the email blast, you don't have to do it again. I promise. We've got you. So knowing that we love to be in community, and that's been one of the hardest parts of this time that we're not together, is not being able to be in community with each other and share our stories and our experiences. So because of that, we have a Zoom chat, a Zoom fellowship time that happens about 10 minutes after service ends. And we'll put the link to that in the feeds on both Facebook and YouTube. So just tap on that after service and we'll be there with you to chat and just see how you're doing and check in. Also, our prayer chaplains continue to serve this community. And if there is something that is weighing on your heart or something even that you want to celebrate, go ahead and email prayer@unityomaha.org and let us know. And we'll be happy to hold that with you in prayer. Know that any prayer requests that come in to us here at Unity of Omaha, once we have prayed over it, we send it down to Silent Unity. And there, any prayer requests are prayed over for another 30 days. So supporting Unity of Omaha is always a blessing. And in a moment, we're going to do our mission and vision, and know that that is exactly what supporting Unity of Omaha is all about. So we welcome you to give and support this ministry via text, mail, or online. So the information is on your screen to share that with you. And just know that we are forever grateful for any abundance, any generosity that you choose to share. So if you will, join me as we speak the vision of Unity of Omaha. So in oneness with universal energy, we celebrate a world united in divine love. Isn't that a great vision to have? Especially these days, isn't that a beautiful vision to hold? That we are united in divine love. And the way that we get to that is through our mission and how we are functionally active is by raising vibrational consciousness through creative teachings, positive prayer, and a nurturing community. And so at this time, we're going to go ahead and have a special time of prayer.
Tanya Bettis, the ministerial intern, please join me for prayer. Put your awareness on your breath. And as you breathe, become aware that your breath is the very breath of God, of Spirit, of the one being that we know is good all the time. In this prayer, we continue to breathe into the awareness that there is one power, one presence, one life in the world and in this universe. Right now, I know with all that I am that this one divine life is my life. I recognize that I am both human and divine, and I choose to live from my divine nature of peace and love, and bring peace and love into manifestation into my life and into this world. I take the psalmist's words, "Be still and know that I am," into my heart and my mind. This morning, I know my I am. I know that I am made in the image and the likeness of the one God, and I let this awareness have its way with me. As we come together today, we bless today's service, and we bless everyone present at Unity of Omaha, those in the building and those who are here virtually. We are especially grateful for the technology that makes it possible for us to be here together this morning. We also bless all people who come together in churches, temples, and mosques to worship in faith and love. This morning, we choose to hold one another up in unity, and we focus on the faith, love, and peace that stands before us and in between us. And so it is, and we let it be. Amen.
Now, sometimes we can get caught in a rut, habits. But some things become very possible when we start to believe. Anything is possible. Faith can make a mountain move when you believe. Faith can make a mountain move when you believe. You gotta change. Don't you know that you can change your life when you believe? Don't you know that you can change your life when you believe? Where you gotta believe? In yourself. When you believe. 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 Gonna make a miracle when you believe. We're gonna say that again. Say it with us from home. Gonna make a miracle when you believe. Everything you want, you got. When you believe, you want it, you got it. Everything you want, you got. When you believe. Again, where? In yourself. When you believe. In yourself. When you believe. In yourself. When you believe. Oh. A miracle, I believe in you. You can make a miracle. Since we believe in each other, we can make a miracle. There ain't nothing we can't do. We can make a miracle. We can make a miracle. Make a miracle. We can make a miracle. Make a miracle. We can make a miracle. Oh, yeah. Make a miracle. We can make a miracle. Make a miracle. Here we go. Anything is possible when you believe.
And this morning's words of faith or words of inspiration were submitted by Susan Kimball, one of our prayer chaplains. And do know that I added one more. So, from Elton Trueblood, faith is not belief without proof, but trust without reservation. And then the next one comes from, okay, so I should have read this name beforehand. Thanks, Susan. Rabindranath Tagore. And it is, faith is the bird that feels the light when the dawn is still dark. And there's one more that comes from Bob Proctor. Faith and fear both demand you believe in something you cannot see. You decide.
For 25 years, she's had the same job. She's never late. She likes her boss, and just like that, they're letting her go. She drives home, drops her mail on the floor, tries to define her place in the world, and just like that, she's not sure anymore. Lean into the good times, breathe through the pain, learn what you can, throw the rest away. Changes will come at the drop of a hat, and it's funny how life is just like that. She's cleaning closets, sorting her life. She finds a crate with her paintings inside, and just like that, she makes a call. She gets a loan, she opens a shop. They're buying her work, she's selling her art. Just like that, just like that. Lean into the good times, breathe through the pain. Learn what you can, throw the rest away. Changes will come at the drop of a hat. And it's funny how life is. Just like that, she smiles and she says, all that gloom and doom was really just life making Lean into the good times, breathe through the pain. Learn what you can, throw the rest away. Changes will come at the drop of a hat. So laugh in the sunshine, dance in the rain. Watch and let's see what comes into play when the world comes to us with a brand new day. Follow, just like that, just like that, just like that, just like that.
I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if they'll understand what I'm talking about. I'm just so full of fear. I have a fear of public speaking. Just kidding. But that is a fear that some people do have. What do you do in those times of fear? We're going to dive into this today. We're going to take a look at fear, and we're going to take a look at faith. Faith over fear. Let's go ahead and just jump right in. I'm going to read this metaphysical, easy for me to say, interpretation of fear from Charles Fillmore, one of our co-founders of Unity. And in the revealing word, he says, fear is one of the most subtle and destructive errors that the cardinal mind in man experiences. Fear is a paralyzer of mental action. It weakens both mind and body. Fear throws dust into our eyes and hides the mighty spiritual forces that are always with us. Blessed are those who deny ignorance and fear and affirm the presence and the power of Spirit. Fear is one of the most subtle and destructive errors that the cardinal mind in man experiences. What that says to me is that fear mostly is in my head, is in my mind, that I'm manufacturing that fear. There are big fears and there are small fears. Right now in the chat, I would like you to put in a fear of yours and share it with someone, share it with us. And, they could be big or small, it doesn't matter. Fear of heights. I have a fear of heights. Fear of public speaking, fear of spiders, fear of snakes, whatever it is, put it in the chat, please. Because when we take a look at those fears, when we really examine them, we find that if we try and if we have that understanding and wanting to dispel that fear, that we can. I was reading to get ready for the talk, and I was reading from Psychology Today, and it had said one thing about facing your fears, how that was one way to get over your fear. I know that when I'm afraid of heights, but I go on roller coasters, and I do things that, require height. And that was one thing, is to face my fears. I remember at Mahoney, they have that big tower, and it's quite tall, and when you step on the steps, the higher you get, the more it sways. And that is not good for me. And the boys were with us, and they were younger at this time, and it was important to me to show them how to face your fear. And so I did, but not very gracefully, because as we got closer to the top, I was literally crawling on the steps, and when we got to the top, I was crawling on the floor of the platform. Like, I want to do this. I'm going to do this. And then I got up to the side, and I just kind of stood clinging for my life and looking over and like, okay, yay, I did it. Can we go now? But that was an important moment for me, not only to show my boys, but for me also, that I can do this, that I can grab onto that fear, almost make that fear my friend. Say, I bless you, I love you, and now I let go of you. We have tools in Unity that help us with fears. And denial is one of them. The next time you're fearful, I would maybe, say the denial of fear has no power over me. And say it with confidence. Know it. Feel it in your body, in your being. Fear has no power over me. One of the stories I want to tell you today has to do with fear and faith. So the fear part, I was single. It was after the divorce. And I was trying to get the boys to school, and it was one of those Nebraska snow, winters where we had a lot of snow, and backing out, and I get stuck in my driveway and in the street. And I had all this anxiety. I felt my body tense. I felt, a lot of adrenaline, like, what am I going to do? And so I tried different things, and fear crept in. At first, I thought this was my fear, that I wasn't going to get the boys to school on time. But, big deal if they don't get to school on time, right? I'm stuck. Not much I can do. And when I later looked into that, that wasn't really my fear. My fear was, at that time, I'm alone, and I cannot do this. I'm alone, and I can't do this. I can't get out. What am I going to do? And how many other things in my life am I going to run up against that I'm not going to be able to do? See, at that time, asking for help for me was extremely hard. And I was so much in fear right at that moment that, as Charles talked about, my mind was not in action. Faith over fear. Let's take a look at the definition of fear. One of them that I really enjoy is, you're going to have to follow the bouncing ball with me on this. It's with Linda Martella Witzlitz's book, Divine Audacity. And in there, she quotes from a book, Your God-Given Potential, from Winifred Wilkinson Hausman. And this is the definition of faith that is offered. Faith is the quality in us which enables us to look past appearances of lack, limitation, or difficulty, to take hold of the divine idea and believe in it, even though we do not see any evidence of it except in our mind. Through faith, we know with an inner knowing the truth that has not yet expressed in our manifested world. To me, that's very powerful. That deep knowing without evidence. Faith. And then as I was getting ready for this talk, my husband has this calendar, and it's spiritually based. And sometimes it has Bible verses. And lately, the last 2 or 3 days have been all about faith. And I'm like, oh, you're so funny. Show me all these quotes about faith. Okay, I'm going to use it then. So here is what I decided to use. It's in Galatians 5, verse 6. The only thing that counts is faith working through love. So let's go ahead and break that down metaphysically. It's that deep knowing. So faith and love work together. So it's that deep knowing without evidence with love. So what's the definition of love metaphysically? We turn to Charles again from the Revealing Word, and he says, love is the pure essence of being. The pure essence of being. So we're not talking about romantic love, but the pure essence of being that binds together the whole human family. Faith and love work together. When I'm in that pure essence of being, and I feel that throughout my body, throughout my spirit, then I can have that deep knowing without evidence. That's what that Bible verse is saying metaphysically. And another tool that we can use in unity is affirmations. So as we use the denial, fear has no power over me, the affirmation would be, with faith, everything is possible. So you can use those when you're in the midst of fear, when you have a hard time changing that thinking, when you're obsessing, when you're feeling like, I can't do this, or this is not right, or whatever it is, you can use that tool. Prayer and meditation are another tool that we teach. Back to my story, we're stuck. The boys are freaking out. I'm freaking out. And I turned to my then 12-year-old, my oldest, and said, I just need you to drive, okay? He has no idea how to drive. And see, this is my best thinking when I'm in a fearful state. I just need you to push on the gas. So I'm trying to teach him how to drive also, while I push the car out, okay? And he, with these scared little eyes that I'll never forget, he said, Mom, I can't do this. Mom. Like, Mom, are you crazy? And I knew at that moment I was, because I was in a fearful state. And he said, Mom, let's just call Dad. I'm like, oh, no. It's like he said a cuss word. I'm like, no, not doing that, because, again, I don't ask for help, right? So I took in a deep breath. And we all three were in the car. And this feeling washed over me. Now, granted, back then, I did not pray a lot. I did not meditate. But at that moment, this feeling washed over me. And I said to the boys, let's just pray. And they both looked at me like I was super crazy then. Like, what? I think one of them even said, what? What are we doing praying? I said, let's just do it. Just bow your heads. Let's just do it. And back then I was, praying a different way than I do today. And I said a little prayer of help. And then I started again to work on trying to get this car out. And I got out of the car and I looked around and I thought, it's 7 a.m, okay? And I'm like, surely somebody else is going to work with my neighbors. I mean, somebody's got to come and see me struggling, right? And isn't this Nebraska where people help each other? And, where are these lovely people, And, more self-talk that's not great. And as I'm standing there, I look down and I see this shadowy figure from the bottom of the street coming up. And my first thought was, oh, great. There's one of those neighbors, and they saw me stuck, and they know that I can't do this by myself. And, I really don't want him to come help me. I just asked for that. But, so here he comes, and as he comes, he said, do you need help? And I said, yes, I do. That would be great. And so he had a coat because it's, winter again. And he reaches into his coat, which I'm like, oh, okay. Reaches into his coat and grabs a really big bottle of whiskey. And he puts it in the snowbank because, it's important. Puts it in the snowbank. And then proceeds to get us out. And I talked to him, I said, thank you so much. And he said, I used to be a tow truck driver, and I lost my job. And I'm looking for a job, and I was just getting ready for my day, which means with the alcohol. And I went, been there, done that. Touched my heart. And he left, and I got back in the car, and the boys were there, and my oldest, who always is a great observer of everything, said, "Mom, did you see that huge bottle of alcohol he had?" Knowing full well, we both knew. And I said to him, "Yes, I did, honey." And I said, take away from this that even people who have a disease, even people who are alcoholics, have good hearts. They're filled with that essence. And the boys, when we got to school and everything was fine, but that moment, that whole situation was so very powerful to me, because it showed me that I did have faith. I might not have seen it then, but I sure did. That's what made me use that tool of prayer. And it shifted my thinking. And it gave me that deep knowing without evidence that then manifested in the world. This week, I would invite you to use the tools that we have to get into that love, that deep essence of being. And step out, maybe with a little fear. Just try it on a little fear. And step out in faith. Faith over fear. And see what happens. And I guess I made it through my talk, even though my fear of public speaking went away. Because I have faith. And I know you do too. And I thank you all for being with me today. Namaste. Now is the time when we go into meditation. So please, if you will, get comfortable wherever you're at. Take a deep breath in and out. Shake your shoulders. Shake your hands. Just feel grounded in the place where you're at. We all have many fears, big, small. But those fears can be a tool for learning more about ourselves, learning about what we need to look at, look in the ways that we need to grow. How can I grow today? Faith and love will show me the way. Faith and love are my guides. Opening ourselves up to that small, still voice, listening, feeling, being. Being with the oneness, being with that essence of being. I am love. I have faith. Fear has no power over me. Let's take a minute now to go into the silence and say to ourselves, I am love. I have faith. that silence is beautiful. That silence is golden. And let us always remember to take 5 minutes, if even, in a day, to just be in that silence. Connect with the essence. Connect with the substance. Connect with Source, with God, with universe, with our inner being. To be connected. And as our mind goes over what we've learned today and the tools that we have, let us know that it's always progress, always a process, always learning and evolving and growing. And it's okay if we don't get it right. It's okay if fear doesn't disappear automatically, because we know that we are love, and we are learning, and we are human, and we are spiritual, and we are one. And as we come back to that human side of us, we take a deep breath in and out, having that confidence and that love inside of us. And we open our eyes to the beauty around us, grateful for this moment in time. And so it is. Amen. And now we practice our abundance. We practice our prosperity. What we've learned also in unity is that when we give, we get back. That energy flows. And so now is the time. If you go on unityofomaha.org, scroll down, there's a donate button. You can also text to give, or you can also mail in your check. Doesn't matter, just practice abundance and practice that prosperity, that tool we have, and see what comes back to you.
I decided to do this song in honor of the inauguration. If anyone knows anything about the song Impossible Dream, I'd heard it many times as a child. And it wasn't until I was about 16 years old and the local university decided to put on the musical Man of La Mancha. And we come into meeting the character of Don Quixote, who in his mind was a knight. He was a hero. Even though when you looked at him, he was an everyday man, but he had dreams. And when I listened to our new president talk, I realized he was a dreamer. And the beautiful thing about the story of Don Quixote is you realize he's a hero. Not in many people's eyes, but he was a hero. And it proved to me that each and every one of us has a hero inside of us, not waiting to be born, but waiting to emerge. And we're presented every day with situations where we can let that hero out, let that hero love, trust that hero, have faith in that hero, and be who we are called to be. And that's what this song is about. To dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, and run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, and to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms are too weary to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for that heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, then my heart will lie peaceful and calm as I lay to my rest, and the world will be better for this. Oh, that one woman, scorned and covered with scars, still strove with her last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable, the unreachable, the unreachable
And now we're going ahead and bless, if you would join me, bless all that we know, the abundance that's coming, the abundance we have, and the abundance that will be. And let's feel that energy of love and growth and being together in oneness and all of the beauty in the world, the beauty that all of these tithes and offerings have brought to us, will bring to us, and will bring to others. For we know that we are love and peace and abundance abound around us, in us, and through us. And so it is. Amen. And now please join me for the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Remember, faith over fear. Thank you.